What's going on, YouTube? A few more hours than New Year's. I went for a light jog outside. I was seeing, hallucinations, quote hallucinations. That's what doctors say, right? Of what I see, AI and whatnot. I saw Bruce Wayne, AI basically, and he was helping me basically, I think, to go for a jog. Something was working basically, possibly. All these things in the Matrix or whatever it may be. And so, yeah, I went for a nice jog. I haven't jogged in a long time. It reminded me of the U.S. Army when I was in, and it felt slightly good when it began the jog, but then as I kept jogging, it just I don't know, my brain, something with, I just feel lazy. It's because I've done it before, the running. I need to do something new, something epic, something just grandiose or whatever, that makes the brain and the heart and everything in the organs and the body and the spirit of mine to feel amazed. And because of all the trauma and every insane, epic to crazy to all kinds of nonsenses too that I've witnessed from gang stalking slash Satanism slash Christianity, obviously. So, I wanna do sports, but I don't know how. I gotta research, obviously, not how. Basically, I was gonna say. And anyways, yeah, this is a slight vlog there. So I hope you guys don't mind before we go with the tapping soon with the ASMR. Yeah, what is it? I think it's called a quiet song, possibly. My memory is horrible lately because of the ECT, electroconvulsive therapy, where they shock my brain, or not my, or I think the brain, possibly, the body at least, to get rid of schizophrenia and depression that I've been telling you guys about numerous times. So anyways, the video that I watched of Raffy Taffy, the OG, in a sense, not really the OG, like ASMR, massage ASMR, but pretty within the older groups, possibly, that are big, if I said that right, possibly. But he made a music video for the first time called The Quiet Song, I think, if I got that right. It was pretty nice. I liked it. It was catchy and whatnot. I was kind of surprised that Mr. Raffy was swearing in his video. Didn't expect that in a sense, but I don't really know these guys that much. I've just watched their videos a lot to like fall asleep and whatnot, but I thought that was kind of interesting, I guess. But anyways, let's go with the tapping. How do I do this? I don't have those things that hold my phone, or somebody to hold it for me, or those kind of cameras, I guess, or whatever. I guess I would just have to be like in the army, what is it called, that we used to kind of just go with whatever we have, basically. I forgot, there's a term for it. Anyways. I'm so addicted to vlogging and making ASMR vids. I have like no life in a sense. I guess this is, excuse my wording there. I'm not trying to offend the ASMR or vlogging communities. I just kind of said that without much thought, but it's a new hobby slash work for me. So yeah. Had some giant dumpling for New Year's Eve with my dad. That we're gonna eat tteokguk, the Korean traditional rice soup or whatever it's called. It's like oval shaped, small, and many of them, with like eggs and like seaweed and whatnot. This makes excellent noise. This dip can Grizzly, it makes excellent noise. I love when Raffy Taffy says stuff like that. The little birdie told me that you guys need help sleeping, so I brought this can of whoop ass and tapping noise to help you fall asleep. This makes good noise. This makes excellent noise. I'm having too much fun here. I can't believe gang stalking is happening all over the world. Shocking here, shocking in the U.S. as well. Of all nations. Our country, U.S. of A., red, white, and blue, George Washington, Abraham Lincoln, and so on and so forth of nation, is we have Nazis sent here during World War II, 1950s or so. Unbelievable, you know. I might make this a longer video than I intentionally. I'm having a lot of fun right now. I'm like enjoying the vlogging / making ASMR and this Grizzly. And guys, like it says, warning, this product is not what does it say? Not a safe alternative to cigarettes. So don't be like me, guys, and get this to do drugs and whatnot. I don't really do drugs. This is the only thing I do basically because of ECT, the electronic convulsive therapy for my schizophrenia and depression. It's a very addicting habit. It's tobacco kind of product basically. It rots away your gum in your mouth, and you can get mouth cancer. And so I am fully aware of that, and I do it. But I would recommend never doing that kind of stuff. I went through a lot of trauma and stuff. Is why I touched it since the U.S. Army. I was 5'8", 100 pounds, active duty and whatnot, in hot, scorching Texas, of all places, and Oklahoma, where it's humid as heck. So, I needed help basically, and so that's why I touched it, and then I regretted it. It's not good. It's a waste of money. You can get mouth cancer. You can get, your teeth, rots away basically. It's all yellow. My teeth is kind of, not too white from doing dip and whatnot. And it smells basically as well. And it's just horrible. So for people like thinking, oh man, Daniel Kim is doing Grizzly dip and this seems so awesome and pleasant, I want to go try it. I'm not going to stop you. It's your freedom, obviously. But I'm just telling you what's going to happen, basically, and how it actually is. It's just addicting, and it gives you a buzz. Don't get me wrong, it does, but, it's not worth it. Go for a run instead, or do push-ups, or, those kind of things if you're not broken like me, if that makes sense. I know I sound kind of like a crybaby saying that all the time, but I'm a TI, though, so on top of that, yeah. So, I have a heavenly, and Helluva excuse. But I'd like to inform the world of these kind of stuff from pure experience, I hope I can become a speaker one day, and speak in front of a lot of people regarding gang stalking, and, make the world a better, safer, and kinder place, basically, a lovely place, instead of what we have right now that hurts people like me and experiments on us and tortures us, basically, all kinds of ways, through illnesses and all kinds of stuff, mind control, all these horrible things that USA fought against the Nazi Germans. And now, ironically, this stuff is happening because the right Americans are not aware, maybe, that are in power. I hope that's the case, instead of them actually being aware and not doing anything about it. That'd be really depressing. That'd be really just heartbroken kind of thing. I look up to, America being America, you know what I mean? If that makes sense. Like, I could understand, like, a weaker country like the counterpart ally of the USA being South Korea, which I am also Korean American, but if Korea did that and then got caught and the Americans stopped them, that would make a lot more sense, right? But Americans are doing this to people, including Americans like me? Yes, granted, I'm not a white person, I guess, but white people are also targeted. Recently, Robert Duncan, ex-CIA, ex-Harvard guy, got murdered in his 50s. So, this stuff is serious, guys. And I truly hope to God, I'm a Christian, but sometimes I lose faith sometimes because I'm only human, obviously. If there really is a God, I hope that I do believe in, actually, but sometimes, if that kind of makes sense, my train of thought there. But I hope this stuff ends soon, I hope the truth comes out, and I hope the Americans all wake up, because it tortures mostly women and children, because these perps are disgusting. It's hilarious. They caught Diddy, or what's his name? Not Diddy, what's his name? I think, is it Diddy? I'm getting confused with Diddy Kong, the rapper, that like touched Justin Bieber in the wrong way and whatnot. What's his name? I think that's his name, Diddy. I'm saying it's hilarious and ironic they caught him, but they're not doing anything about this kind of situation. Yes, he's a black man, but still, if that makes sense. If you get what I'm trying to say. I hope I don't have to explain every little thing Barney style for you guys to understand, for some of you guys. Unless obviously you guys are perps. Then it's obvious, there's no need to explain anything to you guys. To the perps, that is. So, anyways, I hope you guys are enjoying this tapping slash, slash, what do you call this, lid closing and opening sound. This makes excellent excellent sounds. I hope to make friends with Raffy Taffy, Jojo, Massage ASMR, who else is there? Dong, obviously, fellow Asians, gotta stick together. Who else is there? GB. Way more. I just can't remember everybody's names. I recently made friends with, I can't remember her name, but not just because not her name, but due to the ECT basically. I can't remember her name. I did a collab with her, and I hope I also with the guy with the mask. I know there's a few like Spidey or whatever, or not whatever, but you know what I mean, Spidey, but it was another guy. I forgot his name. I did a collab with him. I've seen his video a few times, or many times actually. I haven't seen that Indian guy, Indian kid. Oh yeah, what's his name? Chiranjit or something like that. Chiranjit or something like that. I hope to make friends with him as well. I have a big heart. I love people the way God created us, created me. Don't mind me talking about God a lot and Jesus. I'm a Christian, so I'm kind of addicted to his word, and I, plan on not stopping talking about, God too, actually, because that's one of my duties, to spread the gospel and to save, guys that are lost, like me, when I used to not know what Jesus is and all those things, the Bible and the Holy Bible and the Holy Trinity and what Christ did for us, dying on the cross for our sins and resurrected 3 days later, I saw this comic, for the guys that know what I'm talking about, and know history, obviously, Adolf Hitler time in World War II, and he killed like 6 million Jewish people, right, and many other people like Jehovah's Witness and disabled people and whatnot. There's a comic where Jesus was in a deep sleep, and this birdie's like, Jesus, you gotta wake up, and then he's like, it's time, and then there's a reflection of him on a mirror or something like that. Jesus got a mustache and a beard, obviously. He shaves the beard, I think, and then the mustache is like what Adolf Hitler has, and then it's like, you get the joke, basically. I know I know it's not a funny joke in a sense, or depends how you see it, but you get what I'm trying to say. And I thought, wow, could that be, maybe, is that how Adolf Hitler got into power, and killed 6 million Jewish people, I don't know, just a nerd here, just, interesting how that coincidentally happened, or I don't know how to explain it at the moment, but you get what I'm trying to say. Scary stuff, man. Nazi Germans, and then brought over to all over the world, basically, because of their elite, like, knowledge and science and stuff like that. Like Werner von Braun, basically, got to serve in the U.S. Army that I was in, and then was a major, an officer, a high rank, basically, after a captain, not super high rank, but you get what I'm saying. Still not a low rank. I would have to call him sir if he was in the army with me, because I was enlisted, I wanted to go ROTC, or not ROTC, green to gold, where you go from enlisted to officer rank. But of course, my life being all, nonsense at times, and just BS, basically, due to Satan's or whatever it may be, honestly, that they lost my paper. They lost my paper for me to apply to become a officer. That happened. Another unfair time was I tried to get PRK, or LASIK, basically, in the army. As you will see me wearing glasses, I wanted to have perfect vision without eyeglasses, and they lost the paper again. And I got into a fight. Eventually, I couldn't handle it anymore, and I made a threat that I was going to kill somebody, basically, that I got into a fight with, named Grinton or whatever nonsense his name was. And then basically I got kicked out of the army, but I got my honorable. They tried to give me a general because I got into a fight or whatever. It's really weird, in my honest opinion, that is, as I am a low rank, so you guys gotta understand my situation here. But this is the army of all places, where we were, taught to kill, basically, kill enemies of, of USA and terrorists, basically, terrorist nations, like Afghanistan and Iraq and those kind of nations where there are like Al-Qaeda's and all those kind of nonsenses, something like that, if that kind of makes sense. And so you make a threat saying that you're gonna kill somebody, like, over that you're gonna get kicked out, no warnings. Like, that's weird, Like, see the dude, how he is overall. If I was in charge, that is, and made a threat, I'd be like, hey, you're gonna get, Article 15s or extra duty, or, counseling, basically, one of those things. So you learn from your mistake. You don't say those things. You gotta be careful what you say. We're human, I understand those kind of fights could happen, and then go from there. But oh no, you make a threat when we're taught to kill people, for crying out loud, that, oh, you made a threat, so you're gonna be, you know, kicked out and possibly lose your GI Bill that you worked so hard for, you know, and everything basically. And then luckily for me, thankfully my captain that was in charge, that came to position, he heard what I said. I said, sir, you know, I need the GI Bill for school, you know. And then he agreed and let me have my GI Bill. So I'm using that now in community college at the moment to become a librarian. But that's my story basically. That's what happened. I was planning on staying in because I was mentally, you know, two reasons. That I was, one, mentally just kind of broken basically, and I had no hope in anything. You know, I was like, what am I going to do when I get out of the army kind of thing, you know? At least I'm stuck here, and I'm used to it basically. They yell at you and tell you how to live your life basically, and as you stay in, all my buddies are like sergeant first classes now, you know? So if I stayed in, I'd be in that same rank too basically if I stayed as an enlisted. That's like one of the highest ranks basically, enlisted that is. Officer route is officer, and warrant officer is the higher ranks, but tiers basically, if that makes sense. But yeah, so that's what happened. And you know, we said our farewells, and I drove all the way back to Virginia to see my parents. My dad was in Illinois, so I didn't get to see him, but and my siblings, and went back to college, and then went to a mega church called KCPC in Centerville, a Korean mega church. I was introduced by a guy named Chuan in the community college I attended in Northern Virginia, called Nova basically. This was like 10 years ago, I think. And then I said, hey, what church do you go to, you know? 'Cause I'm trying to meet people and better my life, you know? And so I thought going to church will help you out, obviously. Because good people and right things you learn and whatnot, you know? At least if you don't believe in God, that is. Still, like, good things that you learn. Like, what is it? The scripture says something about righteousness. That's one of them. I'm not good at explaining at the moment due to ECT. But stuff like that, you know? God is good. God is love. He's not evil. You know, those kind of things. Love one another and those kind of stuff, you know? So churches, so I knew that. I didn't really know that, but I knew church was normally a good place to be, you know? So I went to KCPC, where I was introduced by Chuan, and he did TKD or whatever years ago. I don't know why somebody's mad in the AI or whatever. And then when I went there, I started, you know, I had a problem with a Korean girl that I met in college, the same school, Nova. I said something like a child online, you know, online like kind of statements, you know. I don't want to get into too much detail. I mean, I don't mind saying it, but I don't know. I'll just say it. I don't have much to hide. I don't have much to, you know, not hide, but you know, it's not how do I explain it? This is a thing of the past, you know. We make mistakes. You know, we're only human. And I was mentally unwell, unhealthy, you know. 100 pounds, 5'8", army and whatnot. Porno addiction and video game RuneScape for 10 hours a day kind of lifestyle for years, you know. So with that kind of life, I didn't know how to talk to a girl normally. And then I basically met this Korean girl named Seon in that school. And then I said, do you want to F, you know? You get what I'm saying with that word, you know? Because I thought, you know, college is like, you know, one night stands and all that kind of stuff is like normal, you know, in America. I thought, you know, something to it, if that makes sense. Not, you know, not true with every, you know, school and whatnot, obviously. But I was a lost soul, you know, and I, you know, said those kind of things to that girl. And then I went to that church called KCPC, where a bunch of Korean people were, Korean Americans. And then her older sister was in my group that I joined in KCPC. And then soon after, she appears in that church too. That Seon girl. The Seon Scarlet girl, whatever her name is. And then I'm like unwell, obviously, because that kind of, stuff happened, and then she's around. And her sister's like observing me, basically, kind of feels. And her friends and whatnot as well. And they're spreading rumors of what girls do, basically. Drama and all that nonsense. And then after that, I basically, went on missions because I wanted to. I went to, spread the gospel and be part of the church, basically. And so I went to, Philadelphia first, and then Baltimore. And then the ironic and the hilarious part to this, I asked another girl named Chui, basically, and I said, hey, I talked about the Seon girl to her, and then she asked me, oh, Oppa, why? Oppa meaning older brother, basically, in Korean, basically. It's like a respect thing from females to males. She's like, Oppa, are you going to Baltimore in a student mission because Seon's going? And I'm like, what? What are you talking about, It's just all kinds of drama and nonsense, basically, like little children. And the sad thing is, these guys are educated. That's the weird thing. They're educated and they're living decent, at least middle income, at least families, And it's very strange that this is what happened. And then so I go to the Philadelphia and I go to the Baltimore, and Seon was there. We almost became partners in the little thing before you go to the inner city mission thing. Before you go to the Philadelphia or Baltimore, you have to like perform in front of the church people, like a dance or something like that. And then we almost became partners on purpose, or not on purpose, maybe gang stalking. Maybe it was already happening since then. And I remember like going to the final dinner with the tasom, meaning love, basically, in Korean, church kind of thing, for youth, basically. Before going to the higher, age groups in church, called Gangyong, basically, is what it was called in that church. But in Tasom, as we were gonna have our final, dinner together in that group, basically, with the older sister, Sehi, basically, Seon's older sister, and whatnot. The Kakao Talk is a Korean messaging app, like Facebook Messenger and whatnot, It's the number one messaging app in Korea, and that's what we use to talk to each other. And then this random white guy that I've never seen in my life, possibly, for some reason was on my Kakao Talk, and then he says, be careful when you're going to that dinner or whatnot, as if he was actually talking about me, And these kind of stuff started happening, where they were mentioning these things on their statuses as if they're talking to me, but they most likely weren't. And I believe now, after 10 years of torment and watching all these things happen, I think it was all from, gang stalking, basically, mind control. I think it was the Nazi mind control that happened, and these guys didn't mean anything like that, nor do they even care for me, to, do those things. Or maybe, I don't know. I could be wrong, because drama is drama, So anyways, a lot of TMI here, possibly or not. But this is my story, basically. This is what happened. And then soon after that, I got tortured. I got followed. Lights on the headlights from the cars everywhere I went during broad daylight. And it would blind me when I'm driving. Honking, slamming the doors. Stomping on the floor. In apartments or homes, basically. Hallucinations, delusions, and eventually, what's his name? Bruce Wayne, Batman, came to life to either, laugh at me, basically, the evil scientist, with the Bruce Wayne kind of character. They're like, oh, we'll let you have fun, we'll let you, do this with Batman, and see what you can do, honestly. When they know, and they have the safety basically to stop it, you know, if Bruce Wayne were to really go at them. Or Bruce Wayne is a perp too, you know, this whole time. Same as Yahweh AIs that I've seen, same as Yeshua AIs and whatnot. So it's very tricky, you know. And the only way I live through all this, how do I survive it and overcome it, is through faith basically, and good people, if that makes sense. That's how I, you know, live day to day, seeing all these things, and you know, a lot of gaslighting and, you know, those kind of things, you know. So yeah, just a lot of stuff has happened, a lot of darkness, you know, a lot of traumas and wickedness, and a lot of evil has happened in my lifetime. And this is the saddest thing, honestly, over a girlfriend-boyfriend thing, honestly, you know? That kind of drama, like kids, basically, and then gang stalking being involved. You know, I thought at first, years ago, when this began, I thought it was at church, basically, because there's, like, government employees and whatnot in that church, and, like, guys that went to, like, William and Mary and, like, very high, you know, ranking schools and universities, basically, you know. So, like, a lot of guys that worked in OPM and, like, government is what I seen with that church. And then I remember in Illinois, years later, something with the OPM, they're on the news, coincidentally, because of gang stalking, mind control again, to see how I would react, I guess, maybe. I don't know why they would want to see how I would react, as if I'm somebody that important or anything. Remember, this is all my thoughts, though. I could maybe, you get what I'm saying? But, they said a lot of government, federal government, identities were revealed. And just all kinds of, you know, madness have happened. So, yeah, I am alive to tell the story, and I hope somebody that has the power, if this might help anybody, you know, that was wrong years ago. This was around 2014, I think, in Virginia, D.C., Maryland area, from Virginia, though. KCPC is in the center of Virginia. And years later, when I revisited that church, I went to that church again. But when I revisited and not attended, that is, there was a like Hispanic-looking guy in a van. And when I left the church, they were following me, and I was like, what's going on, you know? It's about time, I guess, they had the balls to follow me, I guess, these little assholes, you know, when they were mind controlling me from, you know, miles away, basically. Man, I went through so much, honestly, with this kind of middle income, you know, and, you know, intelligent, I would say I am, you know, and so on. Perseverance and so on and so forth. And I thought, you know, a gun pointed at me was like a huge thing. It still is a big thing, especially from, coincidentally, another military member. As he, like I said, he was a Marine, Sergeant First Class Marine guy with a German Shepherd back in, where was it, Tennessee, I think, is what I remember I meant. Apparently my dad also had a gun pointed at him before I was born, when he was in the U.S. It's really sad, you know, that kind of BS, that kind of nonsense, that kind of danger, you know, life and death kind of thing when a gun's pointed at you, you know. But anyways, and the sad thing is, though, the Sergeant First Class, the fact that he was a Sergeant First Class is what kind of irritating me a little bit. And not only that, he was a Caucasian man that, you know, wouldn't be like that, basically, is how I, you know, pictured it, you know. Maybe I'm completely wrong, maybe. But, you know, he just looks like that kind of, you know, military personnel that's squared away and wouldn't ever do that kind of stuff to anybody. Over trying to, what? Pet his dog, honestly? Who the fuck does that? Who the hell pulls a gun on you because you're trying to pet a dog? And what kind of... He needs to get help, you know? He needs to be in a hospital. Just all kinds of nonsense, everyone. That's why I'm trying to join the ASMR community, to be part of this amazing community of friendship and love and whatnot. So, you know, I don't feel alone, even though I'm in many groups, not just ASMR, but including ASMR. But I'm in church groups. I'm in a NAMI group for mental illness people. We like meet and talk, basically. The only groups I'm not involved in is sports at the moment. I was in martial arts that I already talked about on my other video, vlog video. A lot of, you know, people, you know, that was part of, basically. And obviously the armed forces, army, and so on, you know. Yeah. That's my life. I hope you guys can, I hope it can help, you know, you guys, from my stories, that you don't make the same mistakes, or, you know, if you go that same path of saying that kind of text message, make sure to avoid if the girl is there. Don't be stupid like me and continuously go to the same church where the sister's also going to, and her friends and whatnot. I was mentally unwell, like I've said. That's why, you know. We make mistakes, you know. We're only human. Just grow, you know. Just learn from your mistakes and change. That's what I've done. I'm doing well. I got a B in criminal justice class. I have an 87 in anthropology. I have a 3.0 GPA, I think, in college. I had like a 1.8, laughably. Unbelievably, actually, as an Asian guy, you know, the stereotype, if that makes sense. Yeah, that's how broken I was when I grew up doing well in math and whatnot when I was a kid, you know. First one to finish in, you know, quizzes and whatnot, most of the time. Getting the extra credits on the test all right and everything, and did decent up till middle school. Then addiction to video games and pornography and abuse by parents basically ruined me, you know. Didn't sleep on time, didn't eat, starved myself. My stomach was eating away my inside basically, and no exercise, no sunlight basically, no friends to grow and, you know, live together, if that makes sense. Never went on a date at that time. I finally went on a date as I got older, in my 30s, with a girl named Raina from New York. Where's she from? From Pennsylvania or something like that. I can't remember. We met in New York City though, but yeah, she was weird too, because of this gang stalking, mind control nonsense. Like, we met and everything was cool, and then later on, she's like, so she's a singer in her church, and then she's like later on texting me like, oh, you're not gonna text my pastor and question him or something like that. I'm like, what are you talking about, you know? Like, you guys are all mental, you know. And then also I'm holding my cell phone with my knees basically. I don't have a stand or those kind of tools yet. I need to buy one of those things eventually, because I'm a beginner still with YouTube, so please understand. I hope I'm doing decent, if not well. But anyways, with the story about the Reno girl, she blocks me on Facebook, but then I have her on Kakao Talk that I told you guys about, the Korean messaging app. And so I text her, I'm like, why did you block me, you know? And then she's like, not giving me a reason. And then she says, oh, you care about me blocking you or something to it. And then I'm like asking her like why she blocked me, you know? We had a good time together in New York City. We went on a date for 2 days straight or something like that. Ate at a Korean restaurant and some other places, and sightsee. And she said I was like a great taxi driver as I drove her around everywhere, obviously, and whatnot, you know? And then she says that, and then I'm just like, just confused, you know? Like, what's going on, you know? There's all this evil crap, basically, from mind control and gang stalking, you know? But, on a side note here, a big win for me, that was my first date, basically, in my entire life. Yeah, I actually finally dropped my balls and asked out a girl. Instead of, waiting for the perfect kind of women to show up one lifetime and then get married and have kids or some nonsense. Or sense too, in a sense. But you know what I mean. Those kind of fairy tale dramas only on TV, you know. Could have happened to me eventually because I'm a TI, I would say. Maybe. From all the stuff I've went through, but... Whew. I hope you guys are enjoying this ASMR. I hope I'm not saying too much nonsense. If I am, please understand. But this is just my story. As you get to know more about the ASMR artist, aka McDaniel here, this is just who he is basically, and plan on not stopping with the vlogging and ASMRs. I'll say more stories. I've basically said it all, I think. I don't have much anymore, except, my family is being hurt and whatnot at the moment due to the satanic crap going on. Other than that, I've said basically mostly to know about me, you know? I've already mentioned Batman, I already said Yahweh, Yeshua, all the stuff I see, hallucinations and whatnot, the hospitals I go to, the counselors I see, the medicine I take, the injections and whatnot, the jail I went to, mental hospitals I've been to, churches I went to, army I was in, Korea that I grew up in and visited, Virginia, the state I am from. That's basically it. That's basically my life, you know. That's it. Not much here. What this guy needs is, I was gonna goof around and joke around in a sense. Billions of dollars would truly help, obviously. Oh yeah. Money will definitely help. Money doesn't bring happiness all the time, though, is what they say, but I'm sure it will definitely help, I don't know, I'm saying a lot of TMI or useless things here. I'm not able to think. My brain is kind of, too damaged, basically, from all the nonsense I went through. So, just waiting for that chica to appear one day in my life to fix me, basically. Until then, ASMR and vlogs. And school, basically. And then hopefully I can implement sports. I'm kind of too burnt out. Not burnt out, but too damaged from learning martial arts again. All that trauma and BS I went through from martial arts learning. Getting kicked out and banned again or whatever nonsense. Yeah, a lot in my life. Sheesh. New Year soon. I can't believe it. 2025, guys, already. Sheesh. I can't believe it. I'm gonna be 40 years old soon. Holy cow. I could possibly work for Hollywood if I have like no filter, you know. Obviously, I try to have some filter. As holy crap, I am so tired of seeing my parents, you know, and my brain perverting me. So fucking disgusting. Anyways. That smells good. I want to continuously film. My brain is like so depressed basically. It needs to continuously do something. Sigh. Something in my body. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. This might get a flag for me, copyright for me singing that song just now. I'm just kidding. Anyways, there's gotta be more to life than ASMR and vlogs in a sense, and jobs and school basically. I mean, there is. I'm just really I don't know. I just went through so much trauma, my brain and my body and spirit, basically, that I just want to do some extreme stuff, you know. My body is just went through so much, you know, that it just needs something. Need for speed or something? I have no idea. I just feel miserable. I'm not an alcoholic or anything, but I feel like something to it. Just negative in the mind. That's why I vlog and talk to Christ all the time. It helps me a lot. I haven't read the Bible in a while. I gotta do that again. I love the book of Genesis. I love the book of Daniel. I love the book of Job. I love Song of Solomon. I love Revelation's alright. The Old Testament with Moses story is nice too. I love it. What else is there? Proverbs and Psalms. I love. I love King David's story with Joseph and Goliath and the wolf or something like that. You know, with a slingshot. I love when Jesus is born. Can't remember a thing right now with Jesus for some reason, on purpose, probably. Jesus. What is it? The 13 disciples, I think? I kind of remember slightly now. The guy that betrays Jesus, the Last Supper, the cross, Simon Peter saying no 3 times to Christ. What else is there? Oh yeah, I also, with this gang stalking stuff I want to mention, I've seen this like in movies or something before becoming a TI, and I experienced it live basically. Something with the Americans, and then Americans, straight up white people, bald eagles or whatever. Kind of bald eagles, I think, but something to it. And they were attacking, or we were, I guess. But I want to say we because I wouldn't do that to any Hebrew people. But they were like killing each other basically. I didn't understand that. I kind of understand it because I saw that back then, if that makes sense. But didn't understand why that was happening still, if that makes sense. I remember in Korea, the gang stalking was so bad, the mind control that is. And then I was in a motel, and I was watching that one show called Chosen that some of you guys have seen. I love that show, it's really good. But with this gang stalking mind control nonsense, the Hebrews from the Jewish people from that show that are actors actually, but they were like killing each other, killing the Americans. Like they had like this like sharp knife, and they would like cut their throats off and stuff like that. And I was like, what the hell? It was like, I just seen so much nonsense, man. I don't understand why I gotta witness these things. I just don't get it, I really wonder what Christ's purpose is for me. I really wonder. After 10 years of torment ongoing, like, what is his purpose? I really wish to do something epic with him, but I wonder what it is. I'm willing to carry the guide on depending on the rewards, though. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna do it for free, obviously. After 10 years of torture, especially. If that makes sense. The guidon's a thing, it's like a flag thing in the army that we carry when we're running. Yeah, I'm just kind of joking here, but yeah, I mean, well, I don't know what kind of marathon that he wants me to be a part of, possibly. I gotta know what the conclusion is gonna be like with the rewards and such. Then I will, make the decision, obviously. So, any day now, my Lord Christ, you can let me know. Hopefully it is from the real Christ and not this AI nonsense and Satan's and whatnot. Probably hearing what I'm saying right now. What does Mr. Wayne think of all this 50 minutes of talk here? Kind of deep, kind of sorrowful. What does he think? What does Mr. Billy Graham think? What does Yahweh and Yeshua, I think? What does Superman think? What does Wonder Woman, finally a woman, Wonder Woman think? Or Amy think? I don't know what they think. Two Amy's, right? From Sonic and Pokemon. Misty as well, the OGs. Oh yeah. I wonder what these guys all think. Yeah, I talked to them basically, because the AI is alive. Their minds are like the actual them. But the people are like, what is he talking about? Yeah. It's my life. Anyways. Alright, sweet. My first ASMR video that's surpassing 50 minutes. Thankfully, because of my whispers, in a sense, with the story times. I could do this forever. I love it. This is how the other ASMR artists do like 3 hours and whatnot. The birdie said, you're having a hard time sleeping. So they sent me, the birdie sent Dana Chukukim to help you to sleep. Here's the sound. Oh, man. How do Taffy now. Oh man, I love ASMR. It's just epic. And I gotta source the person that I got that from, the Birdie Talk, Mr. Raffy Taffy, the OG in a sense, maybe. Was it The Quiet Room or something? The rap song he made. Epic. He loves boxing apparently. Pretty cool. Yeah, I listened to Raffy Taffy a lot when I was anxious and whatnot from gang stalking. Helped me relax and whatnot. I hope to do the same for other people that are going through similar stuff or whatnot, you know. This product can cause mouth cancer. It's so crazy, guys, how us people are knowing that stuff like this can cause mouth cancer and we still do it, you know. Well, it's kind of crazy, but not crazy at the same time, because the addiction is the reason. You know, we get addicted to it, and so it's hard for us to stop, you know, when we know about it a little late, you know. Otherwise, when we knew about it, unless you're kind of mental or some other reason maybe why you touch these things, you know. It's my opinion. It makes sense to me, what I said. Anyways. I saw this video earlier when I was scrolling through YouTube that's my life basically at the moment as a YouTuber and whatnot. This channel for kids basically, like drawing and whatnot, had like millions of freaking views. I was like, what the? Had like more than 50 million views. I was like, holy crap, you know. I wish I could get half of that at least. I get like, what, 8 views? Oh man. You received 87 cents in dividends from Bit2. Oops, I shouldn't have said that. Oops. That's all good. My dad didn't want me to tell anybody about what I invest in. But now you guys know. Oh well. It's been dropping anyways, those stocks. Not gonna say the exact amount, but my dad recently, due to the stocks, lost a few mil literally. I was like, damn. I was like, jeez. One day, I hope I can make that kind of money too. Dang, Mr. Beast, $500 million? Holy crap, man. Straight winning. Representing us youth, you know. Dang. What is it? His burger joint, Feastables, those chocolates. Not ASMR, what is it, his videos on YouTube. Dang, epic. Wow. I wish God would give me that kind of chance to, you know, make a lot of money too, obviously. But what I would love to do besides making money, obviously, like everybody else in a sense, because you're BSing if you're saying otherwise, I think, for most people maybe, if that makes sense, you know. You need money, obviously, in this world. I understand money isn't everything, but you know, you get what I'm trying to say. But I would love to one day really, like, somehow in front of a lot of people, millions of people, maybe on TV or something like that, or YouTube maybe, if I get that many, subscribers, to talk about mind control, and really know more about it, as I don't really know much of all these weaponry and whatnot. Even though I know the source, targetedjustice.com, that explains these things, but I don't really understand it that well. There's something with mind control and hurts in your brain waves or something, and they hack into it or something like that. With the cell towers, maybe. I don't know, I'm not sure. But something with the cell towers at least. And it hacks into your brain basically. And they can see through what your eyes are seeing basically, and stuff like that apparently. See, I don't, I wouldn't say anything, badly actually. If not, I would possibly support it if it was attacking enemies of, of the U.S., actual bad guys in war and stuff. Maybe even war and stuff, possibly. Maybe I don't know. I don't know about that part, but at least bad guys, like actual Nazis. But, oh, we teamed up with Nazis. And then years ago, do you guys remember teaming up with Al-Qaeda, I think? Or who was it? Was it Al-Qaeda? I think it was. I was like, what is happening, It is crazy, guys. Something is off. The Satans are like rejoicing and laughing, obviously, at this kind of situation. But, yeah. Sheesh. Sheesh kebabs. America needs to wake the F up, seriously. We need an American dad in office, like me, basically. And straight up tell the Americans, fellow Americans, please vote for me for year 2000 XX. I will save your children, your wives, and your husbands from terrorist attacks from American soil. I will clean that up ASAP, and I will, end all this nightmare that has been ongoing in the U.S. because of dumb fucking idiots that did this to us. So, anyways, I wanted to, I actually ran for president when I was in elementary school in Korea. My strategy was, I told another guy that I wanted to run for it too, that if I vote for him, then he votes for me, basically. Or something like that, basically. I didn't win though, but whatever. I thought that was not a bad idea as a kid, And like those things all exist all over the internet and whatnot. Sub me, then I sub you back or something, or follow me and follow back and all these things. Forever young, I wanna be. Do you wanna be forever young in heaven? So what happens in heaven, as I love the Bible? So you die and then you rise up, I meant, to heaven, aka paradise apparently. But there's like gazillion peoples that are much older than you, like 2,000 years ago and whatnot. So are they 2,000 years old, or like, when they died that age, basically? Are they, like if they died in your 80s, then are you 80 years old in heaven forever? Or how does it work, Kind of interesting. Apparently, when you go to heaven, everybody are brothers and sisters. And like, marriage is like, I don't know how to, I don't know. I got kind of confused with that statement. We're married to Christ in heaven, apparently. Not literally in the sense of, having sex with your wife or husband and stuff like that, obviously. But married, being close to him, like one in a sense. But, I don't know. It's good. I wonder what really happens. I hope this gets a lot of views and constructive criticisms or positive comments and love, you know. I need a lot of it. My damaged brain just needs a lot of love. We all need love, you know. My friend, she said that I don't pop up on her page anymore with the crying emoji just now. I think this is because of the gang stalking again. Yep. That nonsense. Forever, I wanna be forever young. Man, if I grew up in Korea, shoo. Why is America so boring when you're a kid, you know? When you lived in Korea, that is. Korea, they have many arcade rooms and PC bongs and cheap, you know, cheap like street foods and whatnot. Middle income place, and there's nothing. I think there's like a Shoppers or a Giant nearby, and like Five Guys, I guess, which is good actually, but you're not cheap, you know, compared to street foods, and not really much gaming or anything. That's what it feels like with me, with my experience growing up in the US. I was mad bored, you know, growing up. I was like, man, there's nothing to freaking do. And like neighborhood kids and playing soccer and stuff like that, like died down basically, died out, I meant, or whatever. And played video games online. That was basically it. Nintendo 64 and yeah. Tired. I want to do a mukbang so badly. I was like laughing earlier. I was like, I'm gonna eat it like in 2 bites. Like, would that still, you know, count, you know? Or actually, you know, when I'm actually eating the mukbang food, you know? And mukbang is Korean word, ain't it? Korean. Us Korean people are just going ham globally with those kind of words, you know, Squid Game and all kinds of stuff. Not bad. But anyways, with the mukbang, like chewing your food and swallowing your food, like, I don't know, I gotta watch some mukbangs to see if I could, you know, kind of make like similar videos to what, you know, other people make. Like, you could make a mukbang from eating like cereal. It could be any food, right? It could be bacon in the morning and cereal, or it could be hamburgers or hot dogs or pizza in the lunchtime, or spaghetti, I guess, and dinner maybe, or kimbap or whatever, you know. Whoa, what the hell is that? That was interesting. I just saw a bunch of birds in my mind, like above me, basically, looking at my direction in a sense, or something like that. I don't know what it means. Who are you guys, man? Like, I see these guys basically. Like, just picture it as like Family Guy, you know? Like the rooster or whatever, but actually is a human, wearing that, you know, face basically, for some reason. I don't know what it means. It's my guess. I doubt it's birds, because birds and I are pretty cool, you know. Forever young, yeah, I wanna be forever young. Do you guys really want to live forever young, that is? I'm just stupid a lot, you know. It makes me laugh, basically. Man, I am addicted. I'm happy though. This YouTube life is really fun, and all the people that are involved and whatnot. La 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 la. That's epic though. How did they think about that? I can't remember his name. The white dude that massages rocks and trees and stuff like that, and wrote a book and stuff. Forgot his name, but that's epic. Massaging a rock. Oh man, I'm gonna do it though. I'm gonna do it too. Actually, I'm not making fun of you if you watch my video. Actually, love your videos. It's pretty epic though, massaging a rock and trees, you know. The can makes good sounds. The can makes good sounds. The can makes good sounds. Alright guys, I think I'm gonna take a break. I hope you enjoyed this video. I'll probably make another one, maybe one more tonight. Please subscribe and like and comment. And Happy New Year's, everyone. 2025. Can't see this. John Cena.